Hey everyone, welcome to May. This is the general reading intended for Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, or anyone cross-watching for somebody with those placements. I do apologize that the audio is less than ideal this month. Unfortunately, I've just been having a lot of issues with my mic, and I am going to have to be replacing it, so I'm currently using the built-in microphone on my phone. Hopefully you can hear me okay. If you are not able to, I do recommend using earphones. A lot of the time that actually does help. So I apologize. Thank you for your patience and understanding with me there. Hopefully I'll have a new mic by the end of the month, so next month's videos will be much better. I do have an accompanying blog post for this video as well. It is the Astrological Forecast for the month of May. You can find that linked in the description box down below. And there's actually a lot that is happening astrologically this month. So even if you don't follow astrology really closely, I really recommend looking at what is going to be happening, because we have 3 planets going retrograde: Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter, which means it looks like they're going backwards in the sky. We also have a North Node transit. The North Node is entering Gemini, which only happens every 18 months, and that tends to have a very profound implication on the collective. And I wrote all about this in the blog. I'm going to be kind of peppering some of this into the reading itself, kind of weaving it in with the cards, but I do really recommend looking at that blog post. And even for you, Aquarius, looking at the Saturn in Aquarius blog I did in March. I linked that in the May forecast as well, so it's all there if you just click down below. Because a lot of the energy that we're going to be dealing with this month is actually going to be talking a lot about the energy we are dealing with for the rest of the year. So I think it's going to be really helpful to kind of use that as a reference point. I do also have links in the description box for personal readings and Reiki sessions. All of those are 20% off right now. And I also have links for donations for those of you who feel so called, as well as links for all of my social media accounts where I post updates, announcements, and even discounts and giveaways. So if you want to make sure you don't miss out on any exciting offers in the future, be sure to follow me on there as well. And of course, thank you all who have liked, shared, and subscribed to this channel. It really does help these videos grow, and it allows me to keep doing this work. So thank you all so much. It really is a blessing to be able to do this, and I'm just so grateful for all of you. I hope you feel as welcome on this channel as you have made me feel on YouTube. Now, I do want to start shuffling some cards for you, Aquarius, to see what we have for you in the month of May. But I also want to just disclaim really quickly while I'm doing that this is a general reading, meaning not all the messages that come forward are going to be meant for everybody. It is up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what messages apply to your own life and what should be left behind for somebody else. If this video does not resonate very strongly, or you'd just like greater clarity on something, you're more than welcome to look at your moon, rising, or Venus sign. Sorry, dropped a card here. If you don't know what those are, you can actually use the natal chart calculator in the description box down below, and that should be able to help you figure out what I'm talking about. So let's see. Overall energy for this month, especially in the first half of May, we do have the Knight of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Sun, and the Eight of Cups in reverse. I feel like this is actually the return of something very precious, and some of you may not see that right away, Aquarius, but it's almost like you're coming back into union with yourself. For some of you, this could actually be another individual, especially if this person is a fire sign, particularly a Leo or Sagittarius. Could also be an Aries, but I feel like with this Eight of Cups in reverse, it's like you really needed to take some time away from this person, or they needed to take some time for themselves. Maybe they were focused on some other area of your life, but there's just this image of return very strongly, especially with the Six of Wands. And, you know, with Venus retrograde, it is kind of an energy that can make or break a connection. So there may be some tests, Maybe you do feel like you need to take some space from somebody at the start of May, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to end the relationship either, because I see a lot of victorious energy here for you. And I actually feel like where this is really coming for most of you, just to be honest, it feels like it's you coming into alignment with yourself and your purpose, your sense of joy. And it's like you reuniting with yourself after being away for so long. Wow, very, very beautiful. And I feel like there is this kind of like, and there's a lot of energy here for you, actually. I feel like there's a lot that you want to do with this Knight of Wands in your life. You may or may not be able to do it depending on where you are and what your life is looking like. And honestly, things are going to kind of just be slow for the month of May in general, regardless of what your situation looks like externally, because of the energy that we have with the 3 retrogrades. All of those are happening towards the middle of the month. We did have Pluto go retrograde last month, which I actually made a specific video for. You can find that on my channel, or you can also wait until the end of the video where I'll link it there. But overall, the energy is kind of slowing down. But Aquarius, if you go with the pace here, it's bringing you so many blessings. And it's also making you figure out what's really, really important to you. And this could also be pertaining to someone around you. It could be affecting somebody in your life. They're sort of seeing their priorities have been a little bit skewed, and they might be coming back into your life to help you or offer assistance or to offer a connection or something like that. It seems very, very beautiful. And I know you've been going through a lot energetically this year, and even with Saturn going retrograde in your sign, it's gonna be a little intense. I'm not gonna lie, but it seems like you have a very healthy perspective through this time. Mentally, you have the sun, you have this sunny outlook here. Some of you actually are quite literally coming out of isolation. I could see that with this 8 of Cups in reverse. For others of you, it's just you coming back into yourself. And maybe it's a little bit of both. And there could be a fire sign or someone who's very passionate coming into your life, or coming in with a lot of passion, especially in the first part of May. I am really curious to see where this goes, especially with this Venus retrograde. We gotta be careful not to get too swept up into new relationships. If this is a new person or someone we haven't heard from in a really long time. Because Venus retrograde can sometimes test us with the wrong people. So don't invest all of your energy in one person all at once. Give things a little bit of time, but honestly, they're looking pretty good, at least in the first half of May here. Wow. Interesting. Okay, so we have the Justice card. The 10 of Pentacles, very, very nice. You also have the Magician, the 4 of Cups, and the Queen of Cups in reverse, all coming out together. Wow. Wow, Aquarius, you are manifesting something very, very successful and long-term in the month of May. You might not be seeing it right away with this 4 of Cups. It could be because there's a delay. It could be because you're not counting your blessings or seeing this opportunity that's coming in. I feel like there's a nice reward for you with this Justice card. If you've been doing your spiritual work and really committed to your path, I feel like this North Node transit and the new moon in Gemini are bringing in a lot of pleasure. I believe that North Node is entering, I think it's entering Gemini on May 6th. And I am almost positive that the new moon is on the 22nd. And that is going to depend on where you are exactly. But between those two energies, I feel like there's a lot of joy that's coming into your life. And it might be something where it's like, it takes time for you to open up to it, or you might not see it right away. It might not be something that you expect, or it comes in a way that you're not anticipating. This is what I've been manifesting. You sort of have to look up here. You have to be willing to like see beyond the past, see beyond what was. Because the universe is handing you a lot of gifts this month. And whatever is going on in your life, justice will be served. Things will work out here, and it feels like they're working out in your favor, especially with this Ten of Pentacles. And I think a lot of you are also redefining your sense of stability. You're not basing stability off of just the external anymore. It's coming from a place within, which has been so... It's been a very important and pronounced lesson for us. Because this is actually showing up in your heart, this Ten of Pentacles. There could be a long-term relationship that either begins or is really deepened throughout this month as well. And sometimes that does come through tests. Especially if you're dealing with a fire sign or even a water sign with this Queen of Cups. So Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And it is important for you not to get too lost in your relationships, to not lose yourself here. Or to not lose yourself in the external. Even if you're manifesting a lot of blessings, you don't need those things to have a strong foundation, because that's inside of you. But you are getting some pretty significant rewards. And that could be with Saturn going retrograde in your sign. You've learned some sort of lesson. You're getting some sort of reward. And that doesn't mean there won't be more lessons. I'm not trying to like rain on anyone's parade here, but Saturn will be back in your sign. It's going to retrograde, and it's actually going to enter Capricorn, I believe, in June or July. But it does enter your sign at the end of the year. It will come back. There will be a lot more lessons. But it's all for your spiritual growth and development. And honestly, if you're doing the work, Saturn can actually be very rewarding. Really, really interesting. I want to pull some animal cards here now too, just to kind of clarify this energy. Ooh. Sorry, these cards have just been flying all over the place today. And you have a really big one. You have the dragon. Yeah, you know, more than anything, this is you finding your inner fire, Aquarius. And that's kind of what I was feeling like at the start of this reading. It could be a love situation for some of you, but honestly, Aquarius, I feel like you're really coming into yourself this month. Maybe it's both, but it's you really tapping into your solar plexus chakra. The dragon presides over the Manipura chakra, or the third chakra, located in the solar plexus. And that has to do with our ego. It has to do with our willpower and determination. And you're really finding this inner fire. And when your Agni or your solar plexus is very active or in balance, it allows you to see beauty in all situations. It allows you to see the abundance that's already around you. And in doing that, it only brings in more and more blessings. Some of you could be forging a long-term relationship, or maybe going into a new career that provides a lot of stability for you in the long run. And it's something that's very close to your heart. And it might not even be that you start a business this month, but it's like you finally just feel that kick, like, I'm supposed to do something. I need to take this seriously now. I might as well give this a try. Queen of Wands, totally. This is such an entrepreneurial energy. Some of you really are going to be going into business for yourself, or you're going to be focused on trying to make that happen, making plans for that. And if it's something that you've had on your mind for a while, I actually wouldn't let these retrogrades scare you, because a lot of the time, part of the completion, finishing old projects, is actually putting something into the physical, which some of you might be doing. Others of you, you will just kind of be in a planning phase, but whatever it is that comes to you, or whatever it is that you're inspired to do or start making efforts towards, I think it has the potential to be very, very rewarding for you in the long term. And again, I really feel like there is this fire sign for some of you. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You actually have all the fire cards here right now. And it doesn't have to be. It can also be someone who just embodies a lot of what we've been talking about. Someone who might be a bit of an entrepreneur, or someone who is in a position of authority, who's very confident, very dynamic, has quite a bit of magic to them as well. I like this. I like this for you, Aquarius. I'm going to pull one more card here. What is the oracle message for Aquarius? Fall into my arms. Surrender. Holding opposites. Extremes of life. Really interesting, because I was kind of picking up on, even though all these blessings are coming in, it's like there are kind of these extremes that are happening, and it's really a matter of your perspective. What are you focused on this month? That's going to be so, so key. And fall into my arms. So romantic. Some of you are really being swept off your feet this month, I think. Interesting. And that doesn't mean not to enjoy it, but I just, again, want to say, Venus is in retrograde. Allow things to play out slowly. Enjoy yourself. But a healthy relationship you just don't jump into anyway, We're looking long term here, Aquarius. We're not rushing into anything, right? Let's see. Fall into my arms. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded, and when things go bad, that perhaps we have done something wrong. That's kind of what I was talking about. It's not about the externals. You're finding this internal stability here. It's not about being rewarded or punished. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your soul, of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt and sorrows, fears, burdens and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. Wow, this is really, really beautiful. And there is a lot of dynamic energy here with this Knight of Wands, the Six of Wands, and I think some of you are really just seeing the excitement of this time, of what it means to be alive during this shift. What a responsibility, what a calling it is that we've chosen to be alive at this time. And it's funny, I've described the energy for the future. It's like things are going to get worse and they're going to get better. It's like the bad gets worse and the good gets better. And it's kind of those polarities that we're in now. And again, it's a matter of perspective here with this Four of Cups. And I even recommend some of you writing in a gratitude journal, because a lot of the time, if we're missing blessings, it's because we're not in a good place vibrationally, or we're not a vibrational match to perceive them. And the way that we can shift that is simply by writing gratitude each day. It doesn't have to be super extravagant, doesn't even need to be very long. All you need to do is just write for a few minutes things that you're grateful for, and it can even be really, really, really small things. Like, I'm so grateful I was able to have a cup of coffee at breakfast this morning. I love the way that the light is pouring into the window right now. I'm really comfortable in the chair I'm sitting in. And it doesn't even matter if your ego considers these things insignificant at first, because what this exercise does is that it makes us look for more things that make us feel good. It makes us look for the blessings that are all around us, this 10 of Pentacles that is all around us. And it also helps bring in more blessings too. And really embracing just these opposites, these extreme moments. Maybe your emotions are kind of like a pendulum right now. But I love this. It's a fiery return for you, Aquarius. Either you're finding your fire, someone is coming in to bring this fire, could even be both. A lot of the time it is. And those are all the messages I'm getting for you right now. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what is going on for all of you, what this blessing is. I'd love to hear. It seems very, very exciting for all of you. I do have all of my links in the description box down below if you want a reading or a Reiki session. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, Aquarius. I love you.